Going live.
What's good? What's good? What's good, everybody, man? Appreciate y'all coming, man. Appreciate y'all coming, man. Your boy Tony Rid of God is back with another show. Another show. Um, it's been a long time, probably been just a little while. I'm gonna say a little while since y'all had seen Brother Azrael. I seen a few of you guys waiting for the show to start, so appreciate y'all sitting there and waiting. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? There y'all go there. Appreciate y'all sitting and waiting on us to get in here because we were coming. We were coming. We just had to do a little bit of a small discussion before we got started. So as you can see here, we have the title right here. As you can see, the title is Exposing Paganism. Now, some of you may ask, why do we need to know about paganism? What are you exposing? Or why is this an important topic? Okay, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why this topic is important. It's important for those that do not, do not know about paganism. It's important for those that know about paganism but do not accept the perversion of where it came from and how it started. So we're gonna go into this, man. We're gonna get y'all jump started on, what we're gonna be talking about today. And y'all be sure that y'all follow this brother on the Bigo app. Make sure y'all do that. And follow me as well. Brother Azriel, Yahuda Bay, and your boy Tony with the God. All right. So y'all already know how I gotta do this because YouTube gotta get theirs too. So let me go ahead and put this 30-second intro on y'all ass. We'll be back in 30 seconds, y'all. Welcome to the show. All right, and we are back. We are back, man. I hope y'all like that intro, man. I know y'all seen Brother Azrael right there in that intro. Yes. See, he been around. He been with me for a while. So, you know what I mean? So he got to be in the intro, you know what I mean? So we're gonna go ahead. Y'all know how it goes, man. I'm gonna go ahead and let Brother Azrael go in with his open, and then after he does his open, we will get started on the topic. Go ahead with your open, brother.
All right. Well, first of all, hello everybody, and welcome. My name is Azrael Yahuda Bay, and just a little thing about me. I'm all about knowledge, understanding, over reaction to things, being logical. In a world where we live in, it's a lot of data, it's a lot of information, it's a lot of people coming out on social media that's putting their story out there, which is all good. But until we actually really personally do our own research and to study to show ourselves approved according to the scriptures for you Christians, we stop making excuses. We start uncovering falsehoods. We start to dismantle things that was told to us. And this is basically the manuscript what I live by. So there's really nothing fantastic about my life. I have the same struggles as everybody. I'm a real simple guy. And today I'm really looking forward to this opportunity on this show to break down and to get into it and to show just how submerged we are when it relates to paganism. And that's what I got to say. And I'll regress with that, my brother.
All right, y'all. All right, all right. I hope y'all got. A lot of that, man. So just want to let y'all know, man. This is the first time. All right, I just want to put it out there. The first time, Brother Azrael has did a one-on-one with me. All right. Everybody else had a one-on-one except Brother Azrael. I'm like, wait a minute.
That's right.
I gotta get Brother Azrael a one-on-one. What the hell am I doing? You know what I'm saying? So I thought about it and I was like, no, I gotta have this brother on a one-on-one, man, so he can go in and spread that knowledge, man. You know what I'm saying? And give, you know what I'm saying, some informative information, man. And I tell you, this brother has the info. He does his research. This brother loves to read. He, you know what I'm saying, he's a researcher and reader like me, man. I'm telling you, man, when we have discussions, our discussions be powerful, man. You know what I mean? Whatever I can learn or whatever he can learn from me, or if we can learn from each other, we collaborate that shit, man. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's powerful, man.
Absolutely.
Exchanging knowledge is powerful. I'm telling y'all, man.
Absolutely.
All right. So we're gonna go in on these pagan holidays, y'all. All right. We have Christmas, Easter, and Halloween. Did you do anything for Halloween, brother? Because I ain't get a chance to even grab information on that one. Okay, well, don't worry about it.
Yes. No.
Oh,
I do. I'm sorry.
okay.
Yeah, I got that. I got something for
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. You got something for it. Now, y'all know y'all see the the paganism right there, and look, I'm not representing this. This is what I'm showing you that I'm exposing today. Well, that me and this brother are going to be exposing today. Okay, y'all. All right. So be patient, listen up, and watch this brother work, man. He finna give y'all this information, man. Because paganism, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's a perverted version of the true nature of what was being, let's just say, ritualified, or what was being used as a contact to our ancestors, or any other thing that was going on back then. But it was just perverted to a version that y'all believe, as far as religion, as far as Christianity, and any other religion. So we're about to expose this shit. All right. And I'll try not to curse so much. So, Brother Azrael, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead with your info, brother. We are listening, brother.
Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay, this is going to be almost like a little history lesson, and so I'm going to be referring to my notes, everybody. So please forgive me. Normally, I like to freestyle off the dome, but whenever we start dealing with information of the past, and I promise I'll get to it, but whenever we start dealing with information of the past, you're dealing with stuff that we were not there. None of us was there. This is hearsay. Even this stuff is thrown away in court, but this is documentation by experts in those particular times and people that have studied. So this type of information I'm going to be bringing forth, not just my own personal opinion, and then we're going to build from there. So exposing paganism. Okay. First, what is a pagan? Okay. A pagan is a person holding religious beliefs other than of the main world religions. So I took the liberty to write these down. So just bear with me. Christianity, right? Judaism, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, Shinto, Jainism, Confucianism, Sikhism, Baha faith, and Zoroastrianism. Okay, so if you're not following what I just said from these mainstream religions, which is worldwide, okay, then you're a pagan, according to the definition. All right. Now, here's my disclaimer before I get into any further. Okay. So I do not condone, all right, the bullying of any culture to conform to something that they are unwillingly wanting to join. I'm all for learning and overcoming obstacles and to prevent advancement and enlightenment, right? With the proper information, clarity of any situation is attainable and balance is restored. So now let's go ahead and get it. Now let's deal with paganism and understand what paganism is. And it is a term first used in the fourth century. So we're dealing with the fourth century right now, family, by early Christians of people in the Roman Empire who practiced polytheism or ethnic religions other than Judaism. Okay. And polytheism is the belief in or the worship of more than one God. Okay. So we're going to look at what ancient Greek religion was at that particular time. And just bear with me, family. We're taking this somewhere because we're going to work this thing back to North America where we are at. So Alexander, you all probably heard of him, Alexander the Great. Alexander's legacy includes the cultural diffusion and syncretism, which his conquests engendered, such as Greco Buddhism and Hellenistic Judaism. He founded more than 20 cities and bore his name, more notably in Alexandria in Egypt. Now let's take a little moment here. So it says that in my notes um, he had founded more than 20 cities, and this is very important. We're going to get to this a little bit further as we read. So now we're going to kind of look into Alexander the Great. I call him the influencer of paganism. Okay, so before Alexander the Great was ruler, a man called Philip of Macedonia was in power. He conquered Greece in 338 BCE. With its citizens left in disarray, though they still had hope something better would come of it, eventually Philip was killed. All right, in 336 BCE, Olympias, the first wife of Philip, was in charge of the murder. So he was already set up from his wife. So his wife already set him up and killed Philip. All right. And so, as a result, her and her son was left in charge of the kingdom, and her son's name was Alexander. So now we're understanding, how Alexander is going to eventually take the reins. All right. So Alexander's death, though, okay, brought the empire to split, and it was no longer as unified. And this did not take away from his accomplishments that Alexander's empire had. His main accomplishment was defeating the Persian Empire. All right. Greek culture was also distributed in areas that reached Southwest Asia. And one, the more important impacts his empire had was allowing Africa, Asia, and Europe to all intermingle. And this is very important. And this would eventually help with the next big empire, the Roman Empire. And I want to take a moment to talk about that. Africa, Asia, and Europe. And when you're dealing with your Bible, for you Christians, the Bible was, we're going to get into this information too, but I think I'm kind of jumping ahead, but I just want to share this that the Africa, Asia, and Europe, these are the three parts of the world. So whenever you're reading your Bible, your King James Bible, you have a three-part understanding. All right. So let's continue. Right. So Alexander the Great, also known as Alexander the Third of Macedonia, ruled between 336 BCE, once Philip died, to 323 BCE. All right. So growing up, he learned to love Greek culture. And this was due to part of Aristotle teaching him at a young age. As a child, his mother had him to believe that he was a descendant of Achilles. So if you guys have seen, what movie was that? Um, Troy, the movie Troy, that was Achilles in there, played by Brad Pitt. Okay. And as a result, Alexander, it really impacted him, and he picked up traits of strong military political power. And he was also reckless, and thus the empire of Alexander the Great was born. So now we're going to talk about Greco-Roman world or culture. Okay. So the Greco-Roman world or Greco-Roman culture, or the term Greco-Roman, when used as an adjective as understood by modern scholars and writers, refers to those geographical regions and countries that culturally were directly and protractedly and intimately influenced by language, culture, government, and religion of the ancient Greeks and Romans. And so, if you guys don't know what protractedly means, is lasting for a long time or longer than usual. Okay, this is very important. So let me kind of just take my time to mention that if you was under the rule of the Greeks and they captured you, it was game over for you. That's basically what I'm saying. It was over. Whatever you was doing before, you unlearned that stuff very quickly. Okay. So as mentioned, the term Greco-Roman was describes the regions who were for many generations subjected to the government, very interesting there, right? Of the Greeks and then the Romans, and thus accepted or at length were forced to embrace them as their masters and teachers. Okay. This process was aided by the seemingly universal adoption of Greek as the language of intellectual culture and at least Eastern commerce, and of the Latin as the tongue for public management and forensic advocacy, especially in the West. All right. So, though these languages never became um, the native idioms of the rural peasants, they were the language of the urbanites and the cosmopolitan elites, and at the very least, intelligible, if only as corrupt or misfortunate dialects to those who live within the large territories and populace outside of the Macedonian settlements and the Roman colonies. Certainly, all men note and accomplish whatever their ethnic extraction spoke and wrote Greek or in Latin. And this is very important because we know that for you Christians, that Bible was written in the Phoenician, then Hebrew, then broke down to the Greek, and then into the Latin. And so we're starting to touch about this. Okay. And so I want to actually refer you guys to a book that I personally have that I'm going to use right now. And it is called the Apocrypha. All right. It's called the Apocrypha. This is what it looks like. Okay. All right. So I'm about to be reading out of this book, and it actually speaks about Alexander. So we can actually find Alexander in some of these historical books that was uncanonized. Okay. Through the Emperor Constantine, who was in Rome at that time after Alexander the Great. So um, I know this is a lot of information, but I think that is very important to build. So at the end of the day, it says that, and it happened that after Alexander, the son of Philip of Macedonia, who came out of the land of Chittim. Now, the word Chittim means Roman. The Romans, this is the Romans, had smitten Darius the king and the Persians of Medes, and he reigned in his stead first over Greece, and made many wars and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth, and went through to the ends of the earth, and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted and his heart was lifted up. So this guy here, Alexander, was no joke. Not only was he going around just defeating everybody, but you had to learn his culture. You had to speak his language, and you had to adapt to Greek culture. Okay, you had to do it. If not, you just was killed. That's it. It says, and he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings who became tributaries unto him. And after these things, he fell sick and perceived that he should die. Okay, so then just for the sake of time, he called for his men of arms and gave them certain instructions. And after Alexander the Great passed away, those brothers went ham. They literally went ham. Okay, where we start dealing with the burning of the books, you start dealing with the persecution. You know, your holy days. They're not going to listen to the holy days. You're going to actually adapt to this culture. Okay, so that was the Apocrypha that I referred. Another book that I want to refer to is called Alexander to Constantine. Okay, okay, which is archaeologically of the land of the Bible by Eric M. Myers and Mark A. Chansey. Re-narrate the history of Palestine, right, standing from the conquest of Alexander the Great in the 4th century BCE into the reign of the Roman Emperor Constantine in the 4th century CE. Archaeological evidence with ancient literary sources, including the Bible, two offers a sustained overview of the tumultuous intellectual and religious changes that impacted world history. So this relates to you and me. I know this is a lot of information, but this is what these guys have done. And this is the type of stuff that they don't talk to us about in history. You have to find this information all by yourself. And if you do not find this information by yourself, you just may find yourself being a pagan without even knowing it. All right. And this was all during the Greco-Roman period. Okay. So Christmas. All right. So now we're going to get into Christmas. Okay. Oh, before I get into that, Tony, you got anything you want to reiterate, brother?
I am all ears, my brother. Keep continue.
Okay. Okay. I know this is some information, brother. So y'all just bear with me, man. I'm just trying to build real fast, family. So now dealing with Christmas. Now, Christmas is inspired by traditions from the Romans, Celts, the Norse, the Druids, and more. So as we look at the Norse, they start, what is it? Odin, right? Thor, you got Zeus. You have all these other mythology, that we call it the gods and deities that these people follow. Remember what the definition of a pagan was, okay? And also what paganism is. And that way it'll make more sense, okay? So, and all which were pagan. And at that time, of all these different groups, they shared one big celebration that just happened to fall around Christmas time. This is the winter solstice, and I'm gonna tell you what the winter solstice is. So the winter solstice, the solstice that marks the onset of winter, at the time of the shortest day, about December 22nd in the northern hemisphere and June 21st in the southern hemisphere. And this is all astronomy, family. Okay. Winter solstice, also called hibernal solstice, the two moments during the year when the path of the sun in the sky is furthest south in the northern hemisphere, December 21st or December 22nd, and the farthest north in the southern hemisphere, June 20th or the 21st. Things like kissing under a mistletoe, caroling, wreaths, and even gifts given were all aspects of pagan holidays that were adopted into Christmas celebrations in the early years. Okay, so we're about to get into a ritual right now to bring a little bit of fullness and maybe even some of the things that we have probably heard before, which caused us to look at pagans as being some real gnarly barbaric people you do not want to come across. And we're about to get into that information right now and know what these terms and these festivals actually was. Okay. So the Saturnalia, okay, are the temple of Saturn, was an ancient Roman feast introduced by Roman pagans. Okay. So these Roman pagans were probably people that were citizens of Rome, or either those people that came into Rome and adapted into the pagan lifestyle, but resided and lived in Rome. They were definitely not enemies of Rome. Because if you was an enemy of Rome, you were killed. Okay, so just to kind of identify who these people really were. So Saturnalia, or the Temple of Saturn, was an ancient Roman feast introduced by Roman pagans, and it was the ancient Roman festival, okay, a celebration of cruelty, lawlessness, adulterous and brutal violence, and human sacrifices. From the 17th to the 23rd of December, the Roman court is closed in the whole festival season, and its laws allows anyone to injure any people and damage properties without getting any punishment from the Roman authorities. All right. The Roman pagans started the Saturnalia festival from dragging the prisoner of the enemy of the Roman people. So these pagans that lived in Rome, they would select these people. It gets to going. It gets to going in on them, and there's no law enforcement to stop it. Okay, and so to the center of the court, they would do this on the first day, and they will represent the Lord of Misuse. This was the Lord that they served, the Lord of Misuse. That was the name. And every pagan community chose a victim within their community and forced them to indulge into sexual pleasures and eat festival foods before brutally sacrificing them on the 23rd of December as the final day concluded. Now, this is where we find out in the Apocrypha, if you get this book and you start to read about the killing, they start to go around, the Romans start to go around all throughout Asia, Africa, Europe, all over there. And they start to just dismantle things. And they would capture people that were stubborn, that would not surrender their religious beliefs, and so they were captured. They were forced into these family. If you was a Hebrew Israelite, you do not eat pork. Well, in Rome, pork was very big. You're about to eat some pork, so you're violating the law. So they would shame you, make you a hypocrite, and then they would kill you. Okay. Now, the fourth century CE history, early Western Christians church adopted and brought the Saturnalia festival into other regions of pagan masses. So now we're seeing the infiltration of the church now, the Christian church coming in on this. Okay. Converted them to the Christian faith with the promise to continue the Saturnalia festival as Christians. Although the early Christian church leaders describe Saturnalia's feast as unbiblical and contradict the fundamental beliefs of Christians at that time, the Christian leaders managed to change the pagans' cultures by naming the 25th day as Jesus Christ's birthday. So let me stop right there, because around the fourth century CE, the church was able to get in, and they started to incorporate this. Actually, this is where Constantine actually comes in. This is at the time period where Alexander the Great was already in the ground. Emperor Alexander the Great sat at the helm. He and King James had gotten together, and the Bible was constructed at 325 AD. And so you're looking at the merging of the pagan religion into Christianity. Now, mind you, that uh, Alexander the Great was not a Christian, he was a Greek, and the Greeks followed Zeus and all those other gods. Um, Constantine was not a Christian, because he was into Rome and he was not a pagan. He actually followed uh, the same gods and the same deities. However, to restore and to make a union between the pagans and the Romans within the kingdom, this is the merging of that, and why Christians still have confusion to this day of deciphering things. So, this is all that I got for Christmas, my brother. I mean, I can do more expounding, on this. It's a lot of information, and wanted to see what you wanted to do with that, my brother.
All right, all right, all right. Appreciate it, brother. I really appreciate it, man. That was excellent. So,
A lot of information.
well, yes, it was. So, just to show you guys, I'm gonna pretty much add on to the Christmas subject.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, right here, I have. Oh, okay. I see you. So she said Constantine was something else. So right here, I have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right here, I have the shocking pagan origin of Christmas. Okay. All right. So I'm not going to get into that one just yet. And when I do, it'll be kind of like a skim through, because, it's a lot of information. So if you like a copy of it, let me know and I will email it to you. Uh, so I'm going to get into this. The origin of Christmas. Now, this brother is completely right about Christmas. He's completely right about that. But let's talk about where it came from, where it started, and who they decided to depict as your Santa Claus.
Come on.
So I'm
Let's
gonna
get
start
that
right here on
part
the
too.
first page, y'all. Start on the first page. So right here, y'all. Basically, it says here the legend of Santa Claus can be tracked back to a monk named Saint Nicholas, who was born in Turkey around 280 A.D. Saint Nicholas gave away all of his inherited wealth and traveled the countryside helping the poor, sick, becoming known as the protector of children and sailors. Okay. St. Nicholas first entered American popular culture in the late 18th century in New York, when Dutch families gathered to honor the anniversary of the death of Sint Nicolaas, Dutch for St.
Mm.
Nicholas, or Sinterklaas, for short Santa Claus. Draws his name from the abbreviation. Every year in early December, children in Australia get ready for St. Nicholas to visit them. That sounds a little pedophilistic. If they've, I just gotta be blunt, y'all. If they've been good, he'll reward them with presents and treats. But if they've been bad, they'll get a lot more than a lump of coal. They'll have to face Krampus. So now, before I move on to that part, Krampus, okay, and I also have images as well that I want to go ahead and put up on the screen so that y'all can see that this is the real deal. Okay, so let me go ahead and put up this little yeah, here we go, right here. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to share my screen so that y'all can actually see exactly what y'all are used to seeing. Okay, here we go. So this is your version. This is your version. Santa Claus.
Yeah, man.
Fat guy.
so far from the truth, brother, man.
You know,
come on, man.
Big
old jolly again. Dude.
Stealing the coke out of
people. And he comes.
And what's crazy is, go ahead, brother.
He comes through your chimney too, man. Remember that too.
Right. He comes through your chimney. Comes through your chimney. Comes in your house, eats and drinks on the picture your food. And your child sees them and gives them milk and cookies. Wow. That's breaking and entering. You know?
Man, you know.
This is what y'all accept. And I'm not, y'all accepting a total stranger coming into your home in the middle of the night.
Right. You know, just to add what you said, brother, man, you know, I mean, I understand the Santa Claus thing, you know, it's like you would think that people would, you know, eventually look at this picture and say, okay, let me stop it with the games. You know, let me stop perpetuating this story. There's no Santa Claus. I mean, this is redundant, you know, and this is just look at what the hell is that? Now imagine him, now if he jumped through my chimney, you know what I mean? I'm gonna push him right up the chimney.
Right.
And I'm gonna send him escalated to the up the, you know what I mean? It ain't happening. This is crazy, brother.
See, this is what y'all looking at. This is what y'all used to. Look at that. And see, this was a monk. They got this idea from a monk, this so-called Santa Claus. And we all know most monks are Buddhists. I just wanna throw that on y'all. Most monks are Buddhists. You know, you got most monks are Buddhists and some monks are Hindu. I just want to throw that on y'all real quick. You know, all right. And this is what y'all used to. But look at the cap on his head. Look at the cap. That's all Cathedral Catholic Church. You know what I'm saying? Wait a minute, I think I got one more. Here's the actual statue of the so-called monk Saint Nicholas. Here's the actual statue. Let me see if I can make that a little bigger. Here he is. A pale monk. Now, he doesn't look monk to me, but he sure looked like a Catholic. That's what he looked like. So when we go back and sit here and say, okay, well, Christmas is the day of Jesus' birth, we have to stop thinking that, oh, well, this is the actual factual proof. Because obviously it's not. It's a made-up pagan day. Go ahead, brother. What you going to say? You going to say something, brother? Oh, okay. Oh wow. Oh, he went out, y'all. Okay, so yeah, this is Mr. Saint Nicholas right here, y'all. So now, okay, Brother Azriel went out. All right, he'll come back in. Hopefully we can get him back in. So now we'll move on. Because obviously you believe in this Saint Nicholas, you believe in this Santa Claus, and there's nothing, you know what I'm saying, you know, true or real about this. It was basically somebody that was all nice and, you know, and cool with the kids, gave up all of his wealth and decided to become this gifter to the children, coming into their homes at night, in the middle of the night, and give them presents and all that crazy mess. Would you want someone to come into your home in the middle of the night and saying that they're just giving your child a present, giving your children presents and all that whatnot? I wouldn't want nobody to come in my house. And he's coming down the chimney, I guess trying to be discreet. Brother Azrael, if you're still watching, I don't see you, brother.
Okay. Oh, I'm here, man. I was able to fight through it, brother. I got, yeah.
So this guy's coming down your chimney, and he's now. If that's not some sneaky shit, I don't know what it is. Y'all know I'm gonna be direct with it. I ain't finna babyfy you with this shit. You know.
And you know what? Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, man. You go in there. Go ahead, brother. Okay, no, I was just ready to finish. I say, brother, if you do anything to Santa Claus, man, you go into prison for a very long time because you stealing cats' dreams. They can't back up their lives. You'll never get out of prison. You'll be the famous convict on the planet, man, for killing Santa Claus. Come on now.
So yeah,
the death of Santa Claus.
I can tell y'all this. Oh, okay. What's good, Frankie? Appreciate you. She said, all right. Thank you for coming. I didn't think you would have got the live. So let me finish whooping on Santa Claus real quick. Whooping on Santa Claus. Because see, look, I know a lot of parents, they let their kids believe in this Santa Claus. All right. Now I just read, saying how it all started and where they got it from and broke down the name. Okay. Right. This is a human person, not some sort of immortal being. All right. That lives in the North Pole with an invisible city that you can only see if you believe.
Oh, man.
I want you Christians to think about that part.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So now we're going to continue. Now let's get to Krampus. Now I'm going to tell y'all right now, heads up. This is the actual celebration of what you call Christmas. Okay? It's the winter solstice. The winter solstice, like my brother was talking about earlier. That is what you're celebrating on the 25th of December every year. The winter solstice.
Mm-hmm.
And this is who you're worshiping. Let me go ahead and get his photo.
Go ahead, load him up. Show him, fam. Show him, brother. Show him, man.
Let me get his
y'all
photo.
Better run, family.
Are y'all ready for this? You see this motherfucker right here? Every year you're celebrating the actual creature, the actual being, the actual Christmas. The winter solstice was celebrated every year, December 25th, to worship and convene with this disgusting creature that will come into your home, down your chimney as well, and kidnap and either eat or rape or damn your children to hell. But Merry Christmas, huh?
Yeah.
Wait, here he is again. Look at him. Right there in the room with the Christmas tree, right there standing behind the Pope. They're celebrating, inviting him in. Look at this picture. He's being invited in every year, and y'all don't even know he in your house.
Man, that's an amazing picture with that Pope in it. Yep.
Look at this. The baby sitting on his lap, holding his tongue. Look at this one. What? People are surrounding and standing around and got him in chains, but standing around him, all on top of him right here. But this is still a form of worship. This is also the form of worship. When you see Krampus, he actually has chains on him. And see what y'all probably think, oh, wait, he's a prisoner. No, he's not a prisoner. Those chains just mean that your mind is locked and he has you, and he's not ever letting go.
Mm-hmm.
That's what those chains mean. And look, this is what they celebrate right here. There it is. There go your Christmas. There go your Christmas. There you go. There they go.
Oh,
All
yeah,
dressed as Krampus.
yeah.
All dressed as Krampus. Look at them. Oh, yeah. There go your Christmas. There go your Santa Claus. Oh, I got one more for you. Look at that. What the fuck is that? What is this? That's your Santa Claus. That's your Christmas. And you got the nerve to sit here and tell my kids believe in Santa Claus. There you go right there. That's the actual Christmas Santa Claus. So let's shut all this Christmas shit down. And also, it's also been recognized to be the day of Nimrod, the king Nimrod in the Bible.
Oh, come
Did y'all
on.
know that? Oh,
yeah.
Oh my God. I know I'm hurting some feelings
in the Bible.
I know I'm hurting some feelings
tonight. And this whole subject is sore, man. This whole subject is sore. You know, because it's not just what we're talking about, family. I mean, this is every single and listen, unless you were there, you know, when we study these things and we're able to pull this stuff up, like Tony, my man Tony can go on and on and on and on. I ain't got no pictures to show, but I got information I can talk about. But we can go on and on and on. And the thing is like what you said, Tony, is how long are we going to perpetuate, you know, this truth? How long are we going to suppress this stuff and tell our children that? And then we turn around and tell them, don't you tell us no lies. But then we go around and we tell them a lie that Santa Claus is real when you're the Santa Claus. So it's kind of hypocritical, and kids are very much smarter than what we tend to think that they are, regardless if we got home training or not. So I'm just hoping that we can do a little bit better, man. This is sometimes that moment where you can just only shake your head.
Right.
Go ahead, brother.
You say shake your head.
Go ahead, my brother. Man.
So
I gotta shake my head, man.
So hey, and you know what? And I'm glad that we're doing this, y'all, because y'all need to know this, man. Y'all need to know this truth. So let me go ahead. Now I've already told you, you know, who Saint Nicholas was and how he came about. Now I'm going to read to you about Krampus and why this Krampus creature is the true nature of your Christmas. Okay, so when you think about somebody coming down your chimney with reindeer, think of Krampus, not Santa Claus. So here we go. Here, who's Krampus? Who's Krampus, you ask? He's the half man, half goat who comes around every year to chase naughty children and maybe even drag them to hell. European versions of Saint Nicholas have long had scary counterparts like Belcenicle. This is what they call him, Krampus, but it's not. See, they're trying to say that the Krampus is the counterpart of Santa Claus, but see, that's not true. The Krampus is the representation of Santa Claus, is the Christmas representation. Okay, I just want to clear that up.
Right.
But they're perverting it. Learn, y'all gotta learn that perversion is real. To pervert something is to rewrite something and to redirect narratives. That's a perversion.
Absolutely. Come on.
That's your Christmas.
That's right.
So
that's right.
So it says, and catched Ruprecht, who dole out punishment. Krampus is one such character who comes from folklore in Austria's Alpine region. I hope y'all make sure y'all write that down. I'm gonna read it again. Krampus is one such character who comes from folklore in Australia's Alpine region, where he's been frightening children and amusing adults for hundreds of years. Hold on, I got more, y'all.
Wow, man.
In 1822, Episcopal minister Clement Clark Moore wrote a Christmas poem called An Account of a Visit from St. Nicholas, more properly known today by its first line, "'Twas the night before Christmas." Y'all better quit listening to that shit. The poem depicted Santa
Mm.
Claus as a jolly man who flies from home to home on a sled driven by reindeer to deliver toys. The iconic version of Santa Claus
Mm.
as a jolly man in red with a white beard and a sack of toys was immortalized in 1881 when political cartoonist Thomas Nast drew on Moore's poem to create the image of old Saint Nick we know today. Are y'all not getting this shit?
Man.
Are y'all not getting this?
Well, and
So
just to add a little bit of what you would.
go ahead, brother.
Oh, go ahead, brother. Go ahead. I was just gonna. I'm
Oh,
just building. I just see that opportunity. So,
well, so yeah,
I had
I'm almost done.
I had. Oh, go ahead, brother. Go ahead and finish your
Yeah.
thing. I'll come after you when you all done, brother. It's good.
All right. So now everyone says, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, all that crazy shit. So right here it says Rudolph, the most famous reindeer of all, was the product of Robert L. May's imagination in 1939. The copywriter wrote a poem about the reindeer to help lure customers into the Montgomery Ward department store. So now you know that Rudolph was made up. I just want to open your minds on this coonery, this shit that y'all are saying that the reindeers are real. Well, let's see here. I ain't never seen no goddamn flying reindeer. So it says here in the Middle Ages, Christmas celebrations were rowdy and raucous, a lot like today's Mardi Gras and parties. So when Brother Azriel had mentioned about the rituals and the sex and all that stuff like that, what's good, Miss Guillory? And all that stuff like that. The Mardi Gras is the same example of what he was talking about earlier when he was giving that information, y'all. Because then what happens in Mardi Gras? Celebration, rituals, sex, nakedness, all sorts of sexual activities. So see, Brother Azrael wasn't wrong about that. Because look, I got it right here. I got it right there. It reads this. You see what I'm saying? So, next we have Christmas was declared a federal holiday in the United States on June 26, 1870. So it's been around for quite some time. You got okay, right here it says there were also cards that were a little more adult. Krampus cards in the early 20th century show him punishing children, yes, but also proposing to women. In some cards, Krampus is portrayed as a large woman whipping tiny men with her birch sticks and carrying them off in her satchel. In another, a smiling woman dangles a defeated-looking Krampus in the air, holding his bundle of birch sticks behind her back. You can draw your own conclusion about the gender politics in these. And I've already got that conclusion. For over a century, most Americans probably never saw a Krampus card or ever knew who Krampus was. That changed in 2004 when art director and graphic designer Monte Beauchamp published a book of Krampus cards and helped organize an art show inspired by the cards. Whether or not Beauchamp is primarily responsible for introducing Krampus cards to the U.S., Krampus has since become a sort of ironic icon in America. So it says here, Etsy has a whole section of items inspired by classic Krampus cards. And if you don't have time to send cards, you can buy a ugly Krampus sweater. So I'm going to stop it right there. So I just want to let y'all know the idea of this Santa Claus and all this other shit comes from the story of Krampus, which was originated from the Australian Alpine region. Okay? That is exactly where your Santa Claus came from. They found a monk named Saint Nicholas, thought about, hey, this is a real good guy. Let's give him a story. He really loved the kids. And then they took the story of Krampus and perverted and twisted it around and made what you see, what I had saw and put on the screen. The old Coca-Cola drinking, church's chicken, chimney sliding down, motherfucker. That's what they did. That's what they did.
Oh, man.
So I'll come back and read this last part about Krampus, but I'd like my brother to interject right now. Go
okay.
ahead,
Yes, sir. Which brings me back to what I said before earlier about the Saturnalia festival that was actually taking place in Rome at that time. Um, so as we look at it, and I did a little bit of research on this, the Christmas caroling. Say, let's talk about that. And that particular time, that Christmas caroling was if you were rich at that particular time and had great sustenance, the poor people would come to you and they would sing. During this festival, they would sing at your the front door. Now, if you sat there and saw them and say, "Oh man, fuck them, I'm not with that bullshit," right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna come in, they're gonna kick down your door because those songs were not la 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 la. It was like, hey, almost like what Tupac was saying. There's one interview I saw like that. We're hungry, we need something to eat. And so they would literally come in, and the rich man would pass out whatever was convenient or allow them to go within their house and to find what was necessary to sustain them. Because at that particular time, he could actually sustain them for a whole year because everything was very cheap. So I found that very amazing in my research that when Christmas caroling was going on, actually derived from people who were actually poor and very aggressive, and actually came out and practiced lawlessness. And believe me, even though I said that the pagan citizens of Rome partake, do not think for a moment that Roman citizens did not capitalize on that opportunity too as well, knowing well that it lasted for a couple of days. The courts were going to be shut down, and also dealing with the winter solstice, that the evergreen tree during this particular time period, winters were very brutal and it was very very hard, and so it gave people a cheery feeling to know that something very majestic and beautiful could survive in a harsh area where grass is dead and the bears that ate every damn thing. They're in the cave. They asleep. They ain't gonna wake up till another few months. And so a lot of the eating of the meats that we do on Christmas during that time period, they were slaughtering pigs and everything they got their hands on to actually have a whole bunch of meat stored up. So during the time of this particular winter solstice, they had sustenance to eat. And so we find that also as customs during these Christmas holidays, where is depicted from commercials of a spread at the table and lots of meats and lots of goodies. All this stuff is from ancient Rome. America is Rome. And it has never changed, and it's just very interesting. This is what I wanted to interject, is that a lot of these things that we actually subconsciously do are so is submerged and intertwined with another culture's perspective ruled by government influence. And that's what I wanted to interject, my brother. You know,
Oh, okay.
find that very interesting.
Yeah, saving up all that meat with that nasty asses.
Yeah.
And a lot of
Hmm.
that meat,
Hmm.
a lot of that, well, just to let y'all know, a lot of that meat they ate raw, just to let y'all know that.
Yeah. 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 A
They were
lot of that
fucking
meat. Yeah, they did.
barbarians, man.
At the,
Disgusting.
yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
man. Make you want to
Absolutely.
throw up.
Absolutely, man.
And I want to say this for a
Hell,
second,
man.
y'all.
Be
I want to say
be
this
be
quick.
tough and shit.
Right. Yeah, that crazy shit. So I want to say this real quick to y'all, man. Stop, and look, I don't have a right to, to tell you how to raise your children, but at least from this information today, stop telling them to believe in Santa Claus. Stop lying to them about Christmas.
Please.
Now you have the truth.
Please.
Stop letting them believe in that
Mm,
shit, man.
come on.
Stop
Please.
doing your babies like this, man.
Please.
Because they're going to grow up thinking this is
Man.
what it is, and they're not doing nothing but putting it in your child's mind. And the minute that they get around some people that actually celebrate the real Christmas, which is the winter solstice, they're going to be shocked and be like, whoa, this is what I learned. And then something bad can happen to your child.
Right.
Don't do them like this. Tell them the truth,
Right.
man. You're not destroying their imagination. Give them a new
Tell
one.
them the truth.
You know what I'm saying? Tell these
There
babies
you
the
go.
truth.
There you go. There you go.
Shit,
Absolutely,
man.
man.
Tell these babies the
Give it to
truth,
him, man.
man. So, so I did say I was going to bring y'all
Man.
back to this here. So basically, the last part is Krampus and Saint Nick's other bad boys have their own, have their origins in pagan celebrations of the winter solstice, like me and Brother Azriel just said. Later, they became part of Christian traditions. Oh my God, did y'all hear that? Later,
Mm-hmm.
they
Oh yeah.
became a
Oh yeah.
part of Christian traditions, and with Saint
And
Nick
custom. Yep.
visited children to reward them on December 5th or 6th. Around that time, his menacing partner would also visit kids to punish them. So now they partners. You got the good, you got the bad. Like Santa Claus's alter
Come
ego.
on, man.
So in Alpine Australia, in some parts of Germany, this day was known as Krampus Nacht or Krampus Night, when adults might dress up as Krampus to frighten children at their homes. Now, the picture that I showed y'all where they're dressing up, they've been doing that for centuries. Okay? They've been doing that for centuries, representing the actual winter solstice. Winter solstice is the day and time of Krampus, man. That is the being that they're worshiping. Okay? Children might also children might have also seen Krampus running through the streets during a Krampus loft, literally a Krampus run. If Krampus Nacht was a way to scare kids into behaving themselves. The Krampus loft, which isn't tied to a specific day, was a way for grown men to blow off steam while probably still scaring kids. Australian men would get drunk and run through the streets dressed as the fearsome creature like Krampus Nacht. The Krampus loft tradition continues to the present day. So this shit was all out of imagination, and they created it into a whole goddamn holiday. Come on, man.
And a business.
I can think of some, the business. So that means I can think of some mess and try to get it federally ordained as a holiday.
Absolutely. And get 501c3 too to back you up.
Yes. Come on, man. Come on. Look, I know we making some people mad tonight. I know we making some people mad
man.
Hey,
you know what, brother, man? And at the end of the day, man, it's like, this is a necessary anger. And some people will go back to sleep because they don't care. And that's fine, because like I said at the beginning of my disclosure, I'm not here to make nobody, force nobody into any corner. The only thing that me and my brother Tony, the God, is trying to convey is that, man, when you literally study, man, the whole world opens up. You're no longer deceived. But when you just decide to well, I'm not going to do that because I'm mentally lazy or I don't want to do that, and you start making excuses, and excuses are tools of the incompetent, and they build monuments of nothing. And those who dwell in that theory seldomly do good at anything at all. And when they do good at something, they normally stay there because they're afraid to get out because they're so used to making those excuses. Let's stop being lazy. Let's be prudent. And when I'm touched with you, Tony. I'm not trying to tell you parents what to do because I don't like no one talking to my kids about it. But I mean, but there comes a point, man, when we as parents, we don't like our children to lie to us. Hopefully. Now, I may be wrong. I literally may be wrong, Tony. Shit may have changed. I don't know. But I would just think and hope that we as parents would love to be able to teach our children some of these wonderful, real traditions that are really actually tangible and make sense and that actually correlates with us and our culture to be able to do the things that we need to be doing. So it's okay when the next man don't know about it, but you know about it. And that's all, fam. That's all. It's all about love, man. That's all it is.
That's it. That is all it is, y'all.
That's all I wanted to say right now. Got to be more careful.
That's it. That is all it is, y'all. You know what I'm saying? This is all love, man. We're not out here attacking y'all. We're not,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? We're not doing this show
Mm-hmm.
to embarrass you about, you know what I'm saying, your beliefs, but we do
Mm-hmm.
want you to be informed of the truth of what you're believing in. Okay. And we're not even forcing it
Right.
on you. It's up to you to swallow
Right.
this. If you don't want it, spit it
Absolutely.
out. We didn't already gave you the information. It's up to you to swallow it, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know?
Absolutely.
So this is important that instead of us always believing, you know what I'm saying, the shiny, you know, glistening picture, how about we remove that shine and that glisten, and pull back the
Right.
curtain to actually see what's behind that damn picture? Because every picture has
Ex-
truth behind it. Okay? And I want y'all to remember
Absolutely.
that. Every picture has truth behind it. Just like every holiday has an origin. And if you think what you've
Ubi.
been taught since you were a child is the actual origin, you have been lied to for a very, very long time. You know,
Mm.
and I'll just say this: if no one has ever apologized to you, I will apologize for them. I apologize that this happened to you.
Uh,
You know what I'm saying? I really do.
I apologize too, man.
You know, but now you
Because
know.
it's sad.
Now you
Mm-hmm.
know. You say you want me to? Okay, one sister says she want me to show the picture again. I'm not sure which pic you talking about, the Santa Claus or the Krampus. You know, because I can put the Krampus. You know what? Let me just put that right back right one more time, y'all. Hold on, I gotta show it one more time because I want y'all to actually see, you know, see this version of the things that they want y'all to believe in. So they want you to believe. They want you to believe in this version of Santa Claus, and this version of Santa Claus, and this version of Santa Claus. When in all actuality, this is your Santa Claus. There he is.
Mm.
There's your Santa Claus right there. There he is. Hold on. Oh, there he is again. Looking like the so-called devil that the Christians talk about. But there he is again, flirting with a woman. Okay, and here he is again, in the same room as the Pope, with the children, while the young man and the women surrounding the Christmas tree. All this is very symbolic, but look who's standing there. Look who they've invited in. He knows that's his day. He knows that's his day. That's why he's there. He's there before your so-called Santa Claus even show up. Look at the baby. Look at the little baby. Got the baby
Having
sitting
a
on the
good
lap.
time.
You know what I'm saying? Look here. This is what's really going on. There's your Santa Claus. There he is. Here, let me zoom in for you. There he is. There he is. So make sure.
Terrible, man.
So make sure every year the winter solstice you dress up like your Santa Claus. There he is, right there. That's him right there.
Mm-hmm.
So let's stop all, you know, saying the silliness with this, because there's Saint Nicholas, a flesh and blood man who's now dead. But I thought Santa Claus was immortal. So why this motherfucker dead? There goes Santa Claus. There he is.
Mm-hmm.
There he is again.
Man, got to be more careful, man. Come on, family. I don't understand this.
Look at this here. There he is. Look at him.
And there's people starving.
Yeah. So see, y'all, this is paganism at its finest. Right here. Right here. People that need something to believe in just to confusingly influence the masses. This all comes from somebody's fucking head, man. None of this shit real, man. And I'm sorry I gotta tell y'all like that, but it's not. It's not real. It's not real, you know.
All right, that connection is a little bad, brother.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? No.
I mean, I can hear you, but you kind of come. I think I can hear you a little bit better now.
Okay, what about now? Is that better? Is that better, brother? Can you hear me now? Oh, okay. He went out. All right, brother. Yeah, brother Azriel will be back, y'all. Okay, so we need to stop having our kids, and I'm just gonna ask. I ain't gonna say we need, but we should stop. Most of us should stop having our kids believe in Santa Claus. We should, most of us should stop having our kids believe in the Tooth Fairy. The damn Easter Bunny. I've never seen a bunny leave a basket of eggs on my damn doorstep and hop away. Or if you ever seen the Easter Bunny picture where there's a trail of chocolate and then the kids follow the trail by eating the chocolate to find the Easter Bunny's hideout or home. And I'm going to tell you right now, that's not chocolate. That's shit. All right? I just want to be honest with y'all about that. Can you hear me, Brother Azrael? Can you hear me, brother? Can you hear me? Brother Azrael? Okay. Can you hear me? I can hear you. I can hear you. Yeah. Okay. So Brother Azrael, he's going to go out and come back in, y'all. But yeah, that's what it is, people. So we need to stop lying to our children. We need to, let go of this made up idea that these mythical characters exist, and they don't. Okay? They don't exist. It's all paganism. It's all made up, all that shit. And you know what? Can you hear me good, brother?
Just a little bit. I mean, it's still kind of rocky though, man. Maybe let me just try to adjust it on my end, probably.
All
Maybe I
right.
need to switch some an area.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So you know what? And I'm gonna say this to all you Christians. I guarantee you, since we're talking about things that are made up, I think your Jesus is made up, and that's paganism. Yeah, that's what I think.
I can hear you pretty good now.
That's what I think, Christians. Now you can sit there and you can talk all the crazy mess you want. You know what I'm saying? You can sit there and call me what you want, say what you want, talk all the crazy crap that you want. But I guarantee you, it won't matter at the end of the day because my mind's made up and I know what I'm talking about. And I'm here to pretty much reveal to you that I even think your Jesus is made up. And that's paganism. Because obviously the Greeks and the Romans needed something to believe in. And then most of the people that were amongst the Greeks and the Romans got tired of believing in what they wanted them to. So they made up their mythical Christ. Well, I guess I'll back off that and save that one for another show.
Well, you overcooking those grits right now. You're overcooking those grits, man.
Yeah, you're
that ain't nice.
Yeah. But that's exactly what I want to do. I want to overcook. I want to burn them. I want to burn them.
I feel you.
So
I feel you, man.
So when it comes to paganism, man, y'all really make sure you realize that all these holidays that you are worshiping is not of actual existence. This is all imaginary shit. It's all an imaginary celebration. There's nothing real about it. Okay, and then they do put them with certain things. Like I said, Christmas is the day of Nimrod. It's also used for that. Okay. And now we can move on to Easter if you want to, brother, because I have some stuff on. Matter of fact, you have anything on Halloween, right?
Oh, I got very less on Easter because I mean that's kind of self-explanatory to me. But I got a little bit on the Halloween, which I'll share.
Okay, share that, brother.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a very short history lesson, fam. It ain't gonna be like how we did with Christmas. I just did that to paint a picture to bring us to find out what was done from a government and cultural standpoint. So Halloween, right? It says Halloween's origin dates back to ancient Celtic festival of the shaman Celts who lived 2,000 years ago, mostly in the UK and northern France. All right. So the shaman in a pagan religious festival originated from the ancient Celtic tradition, October 31st to November 1st, to welcome the harvest to usher in the dark half of the year. Okay. So for all you right hand pathers that, against witchcraft and all that, these brothers and sisters, they were not on the same ship as you. Okay, so celebrants believe that the barriers between the physical world and the spirit world broke down during the shaman, allowing the interaction between humans and demons on the other side, or angels on the other side. There's a lot of stuff on the other side, family. Outside of the subconference of your understanding, there's information you do not know as we step out of this third dimension. And see, they knew this. Okay, so because the Celts believed that the barrier between the worlds was breachable during the shaman, they prepared offerings that were left outside villages, right, and fields for fairies and for goblins. All right. It was expected that ancestors might cross over during this time as well, and the Celts would dress as animals and monsters so that fairies wouldn't be tempted to kidnap them. So let's take a look at that. The reason why they dressed up as ghouls and stuff like that was to blend in with the fairies and the goblins so that the fairies wouldn't snatch them up, kidnap them. This is the mindset, family, of this time period. Now, as Christianity gained a foothold in pagan communities, church leaders attempted to reframe the tradition and the festivals that the Celts were actually doing. And the first attempt was by Pope Boniface in the 5th century by moving the celebration to May 13th and specified it as a day of celebrating saints and martyrs. And the second attempt was in the 9th century by Pope Gregory, who moved the celebration back to the time of the first of the fire festivals, but declared it All Souls Day, and it will follow on November 2nd. So when you start dealing with cauldrons, you start dealing with Wicca, which is also involved. You start dealing with black magic. You start dealing with all these other things that are basically during the time of the equinox and stuff like that. This is where that mindset is. And these portals, they believe that they opened up. And so when you go out and you take your children and you dress them up as Jason Voorhees, you dress them up as Freddy Krueger, and the Leprechaun, and My Little Pony, and all these things. You are participating in that type of lifestyle of pagan. So if you're a Christian and you're sending your children to dress up as that, please note the only reason why you're doing it and you justify it is that your fathers, and the reason why I say it's your fathers because the Pope sits at the helm of the whole Bible Belt. Okay, it don't matter if you're Pentecostal. You can say whatever the hell you are. You can save your breath with me because I know how it goes. It's all connected to that Roman Pope, and they had gained a foothold, like I've been discussing in these notes, and they had found a way to turn what they didn't agree with to their benefit. Now, doesn't that sound like your government? Doesn't that sound like how the government seems to put its hand in all the affairs here in North America? And it seems that the Pope is still sitting at the helm. Do you see how relevant this information just seems to kind of flow like a stream? And so that's my take on there on Halloween. And I'll let you kind of get in if you have any information with that too, my brother.
Well, I haven't. I'll say this: I didn't have a chance to do my research on Halloween, but I will. But I will say what I do know.
Okay.
Representation.
Okay.
It's a representation from the Christian aspect, as demon spirits, saying coming to the earth for that one night to possess the minds and bodies of the weak and the innocent.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also a representation of All Hallows Eve. So I'm going to tell you something, man. Y'all can celebrate that shit, but I'm gonna tell you right now, my family, we don't celebrate not one speck of nothing. And wait, you know what? And I'm gonna come back to y'all again with another one about Valentine's Day, Father's Day, Mother's Day. Oh, you see, Oh, I got much
Oh
more to expose. Much more.
man.
You know what I mean? So be looking out for them shows. You know.
Oh man,
So
you worse than the coronavirus. You'll keep them in the house, man. They're gonna find out all this information. They're gonna be like, well, damn. Well, I'm damned if I do. I'm damned if I don't.
yeah. See, we supposed to be just
Man.
living in the time that we're living in. But the thing is,
Right.
people need something to do. So they
Right.
create
Right.
these figments of their imagination, these fictional
Right.
characters, and depict them
Right.
as the true traditional nature of humanity, which is
Right.
bull crap.
Exactly.
All right? Let's wake
Pure
up,
bull crap.
people. So we can move on to Easter. Okay. All right. Easter.
Okay.
You got anything on Easter, brother?
Easter, was, originally a celebration of Ishtar, the Assyrian and Babylonian goddess of fertility and sex. Um, uh, there's more to it than that, but I'm just gonna kind of leave that there. And she's better known as the Queen of Heaven. Um, it said that from a biblical standpoint, if I remember correctly, that Nimrod or what's his name? Uh, his name's not registering in my head right now. But Nimrod is involved in this, and she was being worshipped by the Babylonian, the Assyrians at that particular time. And those Easter eggs and those chocolate bunnies, these were all symbols that was used in these particular times to show the Queen of Goddesses control in the aspects of fertility and sex. And we also have to understand that this also was adapted with the Romans as they conquered those particular areas too as well. And so that's basically what I got there, my brother. On that, I really didn't do too much in-depth research on that, man, because whenever I see jumping bunnies and eggs being colored, I you know,
jumping
yeah,
bunnies and eggs because
yeah.
and then they telling the kids go hunt for the eggs like they fucking dogs.
Go
Like,
hunt for the
hey,
eggs,
my
man.
child ain't going to go hunt for a damn thing. Show for that no colorful ass oval egg. Shit. They ain't following that bunny no trail of chocolate.
Be more careful.
Oh wow! So
Oh, man.
I'm gonna go ahead and read what I have here. All right. This is
right.
what I have here, the research that I have discovered, all right, on a private network, of course. And I had to get this information internally because it's really not on the open web. All right, y'all. So if you actually want to get in depth with your research, sometimes you got to hit up a private network to get the actual information because that's where it's going to be.
Yeah.
So I'll start off right here, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I am going to make my point. So I'm going to start off reading here. So it says here, Easter is a festival and holiday celebrated by millions of people around the world who honor the resurrection of Jesus from the dead. Described in the New Testament as occurred 3 days after his crucifixion at Calvary. It is also the day that children excitedly wait for the Easter bunny to arrive and deliver their treats of chocolate eggs. And remember the shit trail I was telling y'all about? So it says the date upon Easter is held varies year to year and corresponds with the first Sunday following the full moon after the March equinox. It occurs on different dates around the world since Western churches use the Gregorian calendar while Eastern churches use the Julian calendar. Now, let me go here real quick. So y'all can be. So the Julian calendar, this is basically what the Julian calendar is. A calendar introduced by the authority of Julius Caesar. So yeah, this nigga got his own calendar, y'all. All right.
Oh,
In 46 BC, in which the year consisted of 365 days, 365 days, which makes a year,
Mm-hmm.
right? I want y'all to follow me.
Mm-hmm.
Every fourth year having 366 days. It was superseded by the Gregorian calendar. Thought it is still used by some Orthodox churches. Dates in the Julian calendar are sometimes designated old style. So basically, we're dealing with a calendar by some motherfucker that thought he was a god and he was a fucking mass piece of shit murderer. Some pale face want to be riding a horse with all his goddamn motherfucking flags and bullshit like that. People worship when they gave him a calendar. So we're going off of his own time, his own thinking. They made it for his own day. He came up with a 365 day. I just read it. He came up with that. That was his depiction, the 366 day. He came up with that too. So that's the calendar that right now we're going by. So let's go to the Gregorian calendar. The Gregorian calendar is a solar dating system used by most of the world. It is named for Pope Gregory, who issued the papal or whatever you want to call it, Bull Inter Gravisimus in 1582, announcing calendar reforms for all of Catholic Christendom.
There you go.
My goodness.
There you go.
I know y'all mad.
There you
now.
go.
I know
there you
y'all
go.
mad now.
There you go, man.
God damn, I know y'all mad now. You know what? Let me just jump to this part right quick. Let me just jump to this part here. So it says here, according to some scholars such as Dr. Tony Nugent, teacher of theology and religious studies of Seattle University, and a Presbyterian minister, the Easter story comes from the Sumerian legend of Damuzi, or you can say Tammuz, and his wife Inanna, the original name of Ishtar, which is represented as Easter. I just want to make sure y'all follow me now. So, and I'm going to read this last part. I ain't going to read the whole thing, y'all. So here we go here. So it says here, the Sumerian goddess Inanna is known outside of Mesopotamia by her Babylonian name Ishtar. In ancient Canaan, Ishtar is known as Asatri, and her counterparts in the Greek and Roman pantheons are known as Aphrodite and Venus. In the 14th century, when Christians identified the exact site in Jerusalem where the empty tomb of Jesus had been located, they selected the spot where a temple of Aphrodite stood. The temple was torn down, and so the Church of the Holy Sepulchre was built, the holiest church in the Christian world. Now, everybody knows they didn't really find no goddamn location of Jesus, but we'll just go ahead. Go ahead and fuck with it. So if y'all don't believe any of this, you're welcome to your own research. But you are worshiping a Sumerian goddess whose original name was Inanna, aka Ishtar of the Canaanites.
Yeah. That's right.
That's not European.
The Syrians and the Babylonians.
But all my people, celebrate Easter, get ready. I'm not celebrating that crap. So let me show you a photo. I got a photo. I got some photos. Of course I got some photos there. I think I got about 2 photos. Okay, so here we go here. Let me share the screen so that y'all can see this for yourselves, since y'all love Easter so damn much. Yeah, so look at this here. There's Ishtar. Now see, right here, you have a depiction of a male Ishtar, and you can see this very symbol on the side of the building of a Catholic church, right there on the edge. It's going straight down.
Right.
This is the male Ishtar. This is another perverted version, because Ishtar was a female goddess, Sumerian.
Yeah, exactly.
Goddess.
Exactly.
Okay. So of course, now they had to turn it into a male because of the masculinity of their mental minds, as we all know with this Christianity. Like, no, let's change them to a dude.
Yeah.
Fuck that woman. so now I'm going to show
All the
you.
time, man.
Right. So now I'm going to show you the
All the time.
actual Inanna, the actual Ishtar. There she is. There she goes. Naked and afraid as she was going into the underworld, descending into the underworld. And she was stripped of her clothing. And her flesh was torn and her limbs were destroyed. And then she became this goddess of death, goddess of the dead. You can call her Isis, you can call her Anubis, you can call it all kinds of things. Now, Inanna was actually a depiction of the goddess Anubis story, the god Anubis story. If you look at the Egyptian information back on the god of Anubis, which was the god of the dead, the goddess of dead was originally Anubis's wife was Inanna, but all y'all call her Ishtar. Call her by her name, Inanna. She was made perfect for him, which means she used to live among you motherfuckers and became what she is now. Anubis saw beauty. Look this shit up, man. I ain't got a lot of y'all. Look it up. You know? But there she is.
Man, you like I said, brother, with all this information, man, I mean, we're in Greco-Roman world culture. It never changed. Actually, the Roman Empire never collapsed. And that's the picture that I wanted to paint when I was going back so far back to Alexander the Great and Constantine, and about the Asia, Europe, and Africa, the three-part understanding with the Bible. Even that's not complete. I mean, they strategically had their scholars to use all of these things, infiltrate through the Christian faith, to bring in and to stumble and to cause the children of the Most High to veer off, to just wander off into many different types of ideologies, other different cultures that were already pre-worshiping multiple gods. And it says right there in the Bible, you shall not worship no other God but me. So, you know, when you're participating in these days, and we're only dealing with information, I'm not sitting here bashing you on the head. We're only just covering what's really out there. If you're going to claim that you're a Christian, be a Christian and research. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15, it says, study the word to show yourself approved unto God, right? A workman need not be ashamed, rightfully dividing the word of truth. Well, we're bringing you the truth. And the truth shall make you free. It won't set you free because you're already free. It makes you free. But you willingly, after that, fall into Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed from a lack of knowledge. You know, seeing that you have rejected it, I will also reject your children. I mean, so the Bible is a witness of this. Tony is a witness of this. I'm a witness of this. And hopefully everybody else with this information. This is Greco-Rome. What did Jesus say? Give unto Caesar what's unto Caesar, right? And give unto God what is God. So you can't serve two masters. That's what the scripture says. You'll either love one or you'll hate the other. And so with this information, I mean, this is where the Bible literally comes to life, where you're like, oh shit, I mean, wow, I've been really doing this thing for a long time. And when you wake up, we remember that the wages of sin is what? Death, right? So just think about all this time of all this not knowing. And ignorance of the law is no excuse. I mean, it's no excuse. You know, and that's just how that goes. So I just wanted to kind of share that too as well, man. So whatever you're going to be in this lifetime, you make sure that you represent that, because you don't want to say you're something and you're really actually subconsciously under the mantle or the umbrella of some type of organization or secret society. And then we're exposing this stuff by going through history today, taking our time and combing back really where this stuff comes from, and it's striking some nerves. And the only reason why it would strike nerves is that generally we don't like to be wrong.
Right.
We don't like to be wrong. And I'll admit that I don't like being wrong. I like to study, but there's cases where I'm wrong. But when it comes to this information, man, we don't have to be wrong. We can see the information and we don't have to go down that path anymore. We don't have to lie to our children about freaking fat Claus and everybody else, and just start let's make it up as we go along. That's all I wanted. That's what you, brother. You already know, brother. We could go in on this real hard, man, and really actually say the things that actually are applicable, that
Yeah.
are really applicable to our people in real time language. Because the history lesson for me is over with. I read that already, and hopefully everybody understands that, because we're actually in Greco-Rome, and when they took over, you didn't exist no more. So meaning, if you're trying to be who you are, society will change you or ostracize you to conform to what they want. Doesn't this sound familiar? Doesn't this sound like North America? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We are here. This is nothing changed. So I mean, it is what it is. And like Tony, if it makes you upset and angry, if it world news, right? Absolutely. So if it makes you upset and angry, if it makes you upset and angry, it's only because you're holding on to something that's been done to you, or you're not finished doing what you really want to do. And
That's
if you
right.
still want to do that, man, it's not going to sink in with you, and that's cool too. So at the end of the day, family, man, that's all we're saying, man. Let's do better, man. We're supposed to be taking over this world, man. We're literally supposed to be taking over this world. And what I mean by that is not by shooting people and arresting them, but when you change your mind about something because you're tired of how your life is going, you got the power to change that. And if you don't know how, there's brothers like Tony, there's brothers like me, there's other sisters, there's all type of people that will sit here and give you some jewels and some gems so that you can untangle yourself and to live the best quality life for yourself. Your government doesn't make those decisions for you. Your mom doesn't make those decisions for you. Your father doesn't make those decisions for you. Your children and your wife and your husband don't make these decisions for you. You make these decisions. So let's do better, fam.
That's right. That's
Let's
right.
do better.
And just to throw in there, remember when you are celebrating Christmas, you are celebrating not only a day of Nimrod, but also winter solstice, the day or
Yes.
time of Krampus itself. And when you're celebrating Easter, you're
Right.
not only celebrating the so-called celebration day of birth of Jesus, but you are celebrating the original day
Yes.
and time of
It's
Inanna, the goddess of
no,
death,
no.
the Sumerian
Ishtar.
goddess. Ishtar, aka
Yes.
that's who you're giving all of your praise and energy to actually on Easter. Okay, just remember that. All right, you're not actually celebrating the so-called birth of Jesus. No, you're not. No, you're not. Or the resurrection of Jesus, whatever you want to call it. You're not actually celebrating that, man. All right. So you said she say, what about the sister in the comments say, what about big birthdays? Don't worry, we're gonna save that for another show. Just be, just look, just keep watching. Just keep watching. Keep watching.
Oh
Don't
man.
worry.
Oh man. Yeah, man. And I do want to say this too as well, and that's a good question, and that's a good question. I mean, we literally have to understand that this has been going on for a very long time. We're talking about the fourth century. It's
Mhm.
2022, so you can just only imagine just how immersed. When I say we're immersed, I mean we're immersed. We are saturated. You're doing it already, and even the decisions that you're not making, they're already being done for you subconsciously because you're already acting within it. Remember, we're in Greco-Roman culture. So for you to put down the European man, but you're in his kingdom and you rock his culture, you know what I'm saying? You got to understand where you're at. It's like a New
Mhm.
York brother coming down to South Carolina, North Carolina, and he's talking about, talking about, Yonkers, or talking about Harlem. We don't know no Harlem down there in Columbia, South Carolina, and Fayetteville. We don't live in Harlem. It doesn't make sense, but it does make sense when you go there to Harlem, or you go there to Brooklyn, or you go there to Yonkers, and you're able to have that type of experience. You see what I'm saying? But until then, we don't know. You know what I mean? So, let's. All I can say is let's try to do better, fam. Let's try to
Yeah,
do
man.
better for some of us, man. Because it gets hard, bro. You know it, Tony. When
Yeah.
you start uncovering this stuff, there's no end to it. I mean, it gets to a point where it's like the coronavirus, where you literally
Mm-hmm.
sit and you're sitting there like, well, damn. Well, how do I really do this? I don't tell my kids this. My daddy told me this. My grandma told me this. So everybody lied to me. So now does all those people bad because they lied to you, or were they ignorant of the truth? And now we're telling you something that you probably heard bits and pieces, and now it's starting to resonate with you. But you're already in the shit anyway, and you
Mm.
put your kids in the shit. You see what I'm saying? So don't get mad at yourself because anger is not going to serve you. It's not
Mm-hmm.
going to do you any good. The best thing that you can do is forgive yourself, love yourself, and do better. Tell the truth, man. Free yourself, man. But if that's something that you love to do, hey man, you have your Christmas and you have a Merry Christmas and you eat all the yams and all the ham hocks that you want to do because you don't because this information is coming to you and you're seeing it and you're like, I hear you, I respect it. Those boys is live, but I like my steak. I like eating my stuff.
I like my
I like
turkey.
singing my Christmas carols. I like my turkey gobble gobble gobble, and I like doing everything else. Hey man, it's all good, man. All more power to you, but you're gonna pay a price at the end, man. Just understand that each decision that we make, when you make a decision to go against yourself and your better judgment, you suffer. So just know that. Just
So
know that.
true. So true. And you know what?
Yeah.
I hope y'all got everything out of that, man. Everything out of that. And I just want to actually just, throw something in there. All right, Sister Meek, appreciate it. 100, 100, 100. You right, sister.
Yeah.
You right.
Yeah.
You right. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So I just want to throw this in there because, see, I've been, challenging and saying and pretty much coming at a lot of you Christians for quite some time. So I got a video. I got a video. I'm not gonna show the other version. The other version is like 4 minutes. I'm gonna show the shorter version.
Right.
So this is
Okay.
a shot at you Christians. Shots fired. Shots fired.
Must be war. Not Wilson. This is where we hold them. This is where we fight. Is there no one else? Is there no one else?
People should know when they're conquered.
So you knew I was gonna do it, ass. You knew I was.
I'll believe it. I'll believe it alone, man. I'll believe it alone.
So, just to let y'all know, no, this ain't no game. No, this is just shots fired at you. For all you Christians that think that everything you are teaching is the truth. Okay? Me, not just by myself,
Oh
and my
man.
team challenge
Mm-mm.
you to prove
Mm-mm.
to us that your damn book is the only source we need. And when you do accept the challenge, when you show this video or you talk about it enough and you amp it up enough, I guarantee you, one of you old powerful so-called Christians is going to rise up to take on the challenge. And I want you to bring that source, that Bible, the one that you says that give us liberation and salvation. Bring that Bible with you. Because by the time when you leave this platform, your Bible will be ashed in your damn hand. And all you can do is because that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna burn that motherfucker to shreds. So I just wanted to throw that shot and that challenge out again. Spread the word, people.
Yeah,
let them know that Tony Real of God challenges them to prove the Bible. Prove it. You prove it, I'll shut the fuck up. I'll follow you right now. I'll go out there and say, hey, I'm a Christian. I'll record it and post it. Because see, I know that's gonna never gonna happen. Y'all gonna try it though. Y'all gonna try it though. I know you are. So,
oh man.
So, just one more thing. Would anyone like to come up and ask any questions? If you would like to come up, I'll put the link in the chat, and you can come in and ask any questions that you want.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, me and
Absolutely.
this brother, we up for it. Trust me, if you ask the question I can't answer, I'm going to tell you, I don't know. Ask Brother Azrael. That's what I'm going to do to you. Okay? So, hey, Azrael, you know I'm that direct, man. You know, if I don't know.
I know you are, brother.
Now if I know, then I got you. I'm going to answer your question. Boom, I'm going to give it to you because I don't claim to know everything. So that's, what I'm saying.
Yeah, no.
But if I can answer your question, I will do that for you. All right. So if y'all want to
Absolutely,
ask
100
questions,
100.
come on up, man. I'll put the link in the chat. If not, we'll move on and I'll let this brother close. So while we waiting on somebody to, in the comments to say they'd like to come up, we'll go ahead and deliberate a little bit more. And if nobody comments that they want to come up, then we'll get out of here and this brother will close. I will close and we'll get out of here and we'll see y'all soon on the next one. So, Brother Azriel, what else can we say about this paganism, brother?
I mean, it's so very, very vast, brother. I mean, it's endless. We can even look at the language. This is even not our original language. Even that's been hijacked. I mean, but you know what? I mean, it's like we're like I say, we're so immersed in this. I mean, we could talk about the school system and how they're so controlled with the information and how we're so programmed to just send in our children to into Greco-Rome. And then we teach them our culture, which is only a small window, in February, just a very small window. We just got out of that, right? And so, and then that's it, and everything else goes into Greco-Rome. It's just so much. Yeah. She said, bring this energy to my panel now.
She want our energy to come on over there, man.
You know what? Yeah. And you know what, brother, man? I mean, it's so deep, man. It's to the point where I understand when the Bible says that only the elect will survive. And see, when you come to this understanding and you realize that you had no control or any type of government to actually govern your well-being, because even your parents failed you. This is how deep this is. Your parents failed you. And that's very hard to take on. I mean, some parents, like us, we wake up, we're trying to reverse the side effects, the ramifications of stuff that has been problematic and has been perpetuated through religion. And we could talk about the church. I mean, because I mean, at the end of the day, they have their hands in everything. I mean, the government is this is a Christian. North America is all based on Christianity, pretty much. I mean, you have Islam. I mean, you have all the other religions. But I mean, brother, we could talk about anything, brother. I mean, everything. Because what have we created that we actually been controlling? I mean, literally, what have we controlled? Now we own businesses, but I'm talking about from the jump. Because if you're not from the jump, you didn't make no laws. You see, you didn't create the policies. You didn't write any of these things. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, God is Lord. How you doing? Peace, Queen. Peace. Yeah, we didn't own anything. We built stuff and it was all hijacked. And so, I mean, this is kind of where we're at. This is where we at. So, I mean, what do you think, Tony, affects us the most, man? On all aspects of our life. You know what? I think it's our food. To be honest with you, I'll go straight there. We can talk about food and how that's influenced into the Greco-Roman culture and how the side effects and ramifications of that actually puts a lot of us underground faster than bullets. So we can talk about to our diet because we're under the FDA, right? I mean, they have to be certified through the government.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the food that we eat.
And you know what?
Brother, like I said, man, go ahead, brother.
Well, I think what affects us the most for me is what I've always thought is not knowing. That's what affects us the most.
There we go.
And on that not knowing, we don't know what they're doing to our food. All we know is what we can research and find, but we don't know the internal source of it. We don't know what they're talking about when they're in those cabinet meetings at the White House. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
We don't
right,
know
right,
what they're
right.
talking about
Absolutely.
when they're in the office with the mayor on how they're going to, support and, elevate our cities. We don't know what they're saying, and then when we finally
No, we
get an
don't.
answer, it's not the answer that we need or the answer that we want. So not knowing is what
Right,
upsets the most for me. That's what I think.
right.
So, Brother Azrael, it has been great, man. We you know what I'm saying, we came
Yeah,
in
man.
here and
Yeah.
we tore the stage up. And we did that thing since I
Yes.
was knowing and not
Absolutely.
utilizing the info as well. Yeah, true, sister. That is true. You know what I'm saying? So look, you see how we came on here, sister? And we had the information, we knew the information. This is an example of what me and Brother Azrael just did. This sister in the comments says knowing and not utilizing the info is another piece of information. So as you can see, me and Brother Azrael came on this platform knowing the information, and we utilize it so that we can give it to you, the people, so that we can inform
Right,
you. So this is an example of utilizing the information, giving you the truth about it. So thank you, sister, for that comment,
right.
because that's exactly what we just did. And make sure y'all take the sister in the comments advice. If you know something, utilize it, use it, help people with it. Don't let them sit there in the dark knowing that you have the truth, or you have some part or somewhat of the truth that can help open their minds. Don't let them sit there and suffer, because that's exactly what the
Wow.
very oppressor's been doing for a very long time. So let's
Wow.
stop letting our friends and our family, let's stop letting our people suffer, man. Tell them the damn truth. Stop worrying about, oh, they're going to get mad. You know what? I don't give a damn how mad they get. At least they got the truth. So now while they mad, they thinking about what the hell I just said. That's how I feel about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I'll stop there. Brother
Right.
Azrael, go ahead with your closing remarks, brother. You have the floor, brother.
All right. All right. Um, my end remarks is this. Um, with a lot of information that's out here now, family, um, I really have a hard time understanding some things in my 40s now, 43. Um, and I realize that we all have been lied to. We all have come through this vicious system that doesn't care about nothing. They don't even care about color. We're the only ones scrapping and fighting, bickering, arguing, nitpicking, robbing, stealing, and conniving, and we're just repeating this, and the government is still sitting on the helm. These presidents are still just uh, meeting at golf courses, and these federal judges and these attorneys are just having a field day off of our pain and our suffering. And it's okay for us as long as we get that $1 million, right? It's all right as long as at the end of the day our suffering, that we're vindicated. But we have a government that has failed us because we actually fail ourselves. So my end remark is this, man. Like always, it's all about self-work. There is absolutely no way around it. If you're not doing your self-work, family, and self-work is always advancing yourself from the inside out, man, changing what's on the inside of yourself to produce what you want to see on the outside, man. And if there is anything that causes you to go outside of yourself, it's a distraction. If there's something that's allowing you to go within yourself, man, that's a spiritual sign. And take heed to those things. With the Christmas, with the Easter, with the Halloween, this is a very, very, very super, super minor, small fragment of really what the totality of the submersion is, which we have been exposed to through the indoctrination and the perpetuation of the indoctrination by our parents, who told us that they had our best interests at heart. And so this is sometimes very hard, and it's a process, family. All this stuff is a process. I only hope that what was said from an informational point, or if not an informational point, from historically or whatever, from just a open heart, and just saying, "Hey, fam, we love you guys for putting this information out there. That there was something that was beneficial, that you could build off of, and to hopefully do your own research and take it way further than what I can do." And way further than what Tony can do, and this is imperative, family. So with that, I'll say, safeguard the commandments, be bold in the face of your enemies, and live at peace with all men the best that you can. And the commandments that I speak about are the commandments and the laws that are within you. Don't fuck yourself here. Don't fuck yourself by by putting anything in front of yourself to the point where you become a slave to any and everything, and you do that out of ignorance, or you do that simply because you want to follow the crowd. Man, be different. Do your research, study to show yourself approved. There's nothing wrong with that. Rather live your life being who you are, and have just a very small people in your group that know you, love you, and support you, than for you to be famous and have billions of people scream your name, for you to only wind up on your back on your deathbed, knowing that you sold your soul and you fucked yourself, and that nobody was really with you from the beginning, because you wasn't even with yourself from the jump. And so with that, man, that's pretty much what I got to say, and I'll regress from there, brother.
Wow, man, that was that. Hey, and that was like you know how when you reading somebody a story, and when you get to the end of the story, I'm saying the closing, ending of the story, it's like you just want more. Like, oh, that's a great story. That's what your closing sound like. What your closing like? You gotta say something else, man. Encore. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean. So, I really enjoyed you, brother. I really appreciate you coming, man.
Yeah,
Hopefully we can do this again,
pleasure,
man.
pleasure.
You know what?
Pleasure.
I didn't think that our one-on-one was gonna be this damn good. God damn. Man, this was good, man. So hopefully we can do this again, man. I get in touch. I keep in touch, man. Oh yeah, are you gonna be at the panel tonight with J Mo?
You know what? I might swing by, man. I may try to find out what's happening.
Yeah, you got to swing by, because last night's panel was lit. And I was like, "Where's Azriel, man? He needs to get in this."
Oh man, I may have. Hey, real quickly, man. You know what went down that time, man, and that dude was talking about me.
Yeah,
like I wasn't there, man. It's very interesting, man, that we could get so caught up into our righteousness. And I'm not knocking that, because our experiences are different and they're unique and they're beautiful, and I understand that. But I think that the problem is that because we're all so unique and our experiences are so dynamically different, but so powerful, is that we have a hard time being told to sit in a corner somewhere,
right.
And we want to express ourselves, and if we can learn to just kind of focus our energy on that, man, I promise you, brother, we can almost eliminate all of this ignorance very quick and very fast, because that's called transparency. And that's really what's needed. But yeah, brother, man, yeah, I mean, that's all I gotta say, man. It's magic working with you, brother. It's magic working with you, man. And
Thank you, man.
I have a good time, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, you already know. You come to Tony Real God Chronicles, man. We're gonna get information and we're gonna have fun doing it at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate everybody for coming, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you, brother Azrael, man, for gifting me with your presence on the platform once again, brother. This time one-on-one, y'all. I hope y'all liked it. Hey, he brought that fire, man, that information, man. So I see you soon, brother. Hopefully tonight, man. You can go ahead and
all right, brother.
I really appreciate it.
All right, brother. Peace out, brother.
Mm-hmm. So let me just say this. This is my closing remarks, man. If you're believing in something, all right, that you question or that you feel that it's not true, I want you to look into your minds and into your hearts and figure out, what is your truth? What is something that you are dying to know the truth about? What is something that you want to always be able to comprehend without having to question? Look for that truth. Search for that truth. be that truth and no longer be lied to or manipulated. Gain that respect for your mental mind, for yourself. Stop letting people tell you anything without questioning the facts. So, I'll say this. This has been a great show, and we've just exposed some really, really, horrible paganism as far as Christian and Easter and Halloween. Just exposed it. Take this information, use it for what you want to use it for. It is up to you. Okay? Y'all stay safe out there. Keep safe, protect each other, love each other, give love. And I'm out of here, y'all. That's it, family. If there's something I forgot to announce or say, well, hey, I guess it'll come back to me. All right? And don't forget to download the Bigo app and follow Brother Azriel and your boy, Tony Real the God. All right? I'm out, family. Holla at your boy.